Welcome! It's a lot of fishing TV, man. We are here today, 2 days after that horrific storm. Blizzard Al is off duty today, so he won't be out there to tell you what's going on with the post events because a lot of things are getting fixed and roads are getting clean, and he won't come out for a while, just put it like that. But anyways, listen, we are going to Bass Pro Shops today. I wanted to go to Bass Pro Shops because I've seen ugly stick catfish rods that I haven't seen before. Now, I remember the old ones, the white ones with the EVA foam, you know, the classic, more traditional rods before. But this time they had changed up a couple things, and I want to check them out. In fact, what I'm going to do is actually buy 2 of them that I'm going to actually fish with. Now, I never had an issue with them before. My only thing in terms of just using them was I can only throw up to 4 ounces. In some cases, I just couldn't do that, so I stopped using them just so I can have a rod I can throw more than 6 ounces at all times, or 4 ounces for that matter. So this time what we're going to do is check out these new ugly stick catfish rods and see what they're about. So let's get on the road. There's nothing wrong with a lot of fishing. All right, so look, we finally here at Bass Pro Shops, and I'm gonna go inside and we're gonna just look at these rods, these ugly stick catfish rods. I've seen them. The first time I seen them, well, the first time I seen that they were a bit different was when I was in Tennessee at the very end of 2021. And I noticed that they were orange and the handle was quite different. And when I came back to Bass Pro, I got to look at them and just really look at them. And I'm like, man, I remember when I first started fishing, these were actually some of the rods that I were using. And now what I'm gonna do is check them out. I'm gonna buy 2 of them. I believe I'm gonna buy the 2-piece, 1-piece 7-foot rod. If I can't get that, then I'll just buy 2 of the 2-piece 8-foot rod, casting, if I can get that. So let's go inside. All right, so we in here, and we're about to just look at a couple things. I mean, it's almost like a kid at a candy store. If anybody who fish knows that Bass Pro is like being a kid at a candy store. You can't leave, and it's hard to keep your money in your pocket. Check this out. Okay, the hardest thing about coming to Bass Pro Shops is really just buying one thing. I know I came here for 2 things, and that's 2 rods. That's 2 ugly stick catfish rods, but my heart be telling me to buy something else. I might just have to hurry up and get out the store, man, because it's not hard to spend money. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff around here. It's not hard to spend money, and it makes your fingers tickle to go in your pocket and grab that wallet. I'm telling you. All right, so look, I'm sitting right in front of the rods right here, as you can see. And we're about to check them out. Now, there's multiple sizes. I was looking at them hoping that I was finding 1-piece rods, but I'm not seeing 1-piece rods right now. So I think it's because they don't have any 7-foots here. I think the 7-foot rods are the only rods that can go 1-piece. And then once it hits 8 feet and up, it's 2-piece. So we're gonna pull these rods down and look at them one by one. All right, so with this rod here, you have your 8-foot medium heavy. You can throw 10 to 30 pound line, and it throws up to, let's get that in there zoomed in. It throws up to 3 ounces. Now, I guess that's more of a problem if you're trying to fish heavier rivers, but that's not that bad. And it is still a 2-piece. Now, a lot of rods two-piece go inside instead of being on the outside, and that's always been a thing that Ugly Stik has done, so nothing changed right there. So here you have a 9-foot medium heavy, can throw up to 40-pound test and can throw up to 4 ounces of lead. So with that being said, I guess the taller the rod, the more it can throw. 4 ounces isn't that bad unless you fish in extremely heavy rivers that moves a lot with heavy current. All right, so here you have your 10-foot, let's get that clear. 10-foot medium heavy, can throw up to 40-pound test and 4 ounces of lead. Now the thing with that is this rod is a lot thicker, and I think that because it is that thick, it should be able to throw a lot more. And here you have the two-piece connection right there. Doesn't go inside, it goes on the outside, which is, like I said once before, something that Ugly Stik has been doing for a while now. One thing I've noticed, if you can look at all these reels, or these rods for in other words, the rods that are 7 feet has the trigger. And I'm not the biggest trigger person, so these are 8 feet. And because the 9 feet doesn't have the trigger, I might just have to give in and buy 2 of the 9-foots. I'm looking at these 9-foots. Now you can come over here, and these rods right up in here are all spinning, because you can see how big the guides is right there where my fingers are. Casting got the small guides. And once again, they did a little remake on the little remodeling on the big water rod right here, as you can see. Look like they got one for bumping, and then they got a regular one right here. Big water, look like this one is for, I don't know, it's a huge rod, I promise you that. 9-footers right here, which is $64.99. Now let me tell you this, the price has gone up about $10, because back when they had the original white ones, they were at a price of $49.99, but because they did a little bit of remodeling to them, they up $10. And the taller ones used to be $59, now they $64.99. All right, so now that we got the rods, I guess we go home and just dissect them. Let's look and see what's really different with the Ugly Stik catfish rod. All right, so now that we are home inside the house and out of the snow, here is the Ugly Stik catfish rod, and let's just go over the basics. All right, so before we go any farther, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell for more videos. All right, so we still have your original Ugly Stik or Ugly Tech construction. We have your original Ugly Stik clear tip, and we have your original Ugly Tough guides, the original stuff that we've seen in the previous. Let's get that up on there. As you can see the guides right there. Those guides are so that you won't have to worry about any ceramic inserts coming out. So pretty much everything is at its original form in terms of the construct of the rod. And there is one thing that I did notice that they have changed that I love a lot, and that is the EVA handle. Now it used to just be a regular old EVA foam, but now what they have is like an EVA rubber shrink wrap around it, and it gives it more of a sleek feel, makes it feel a little bit more even and smooth. Now I ain't gonna lie, I like that a lot. That turned me on a lot. And the second thing that they had changed is the color. You can see that they have this orange, silver or orange grayish, orange black around the guides, and it makes me think of Tennessee a lot. And I really like that look. Catfishing has grown a lot as of recent years. You will see a lot of the aluminum screwing and, you know, tightened down with the real seats that we have today. But you have your pretty much original black painted or ceramic, but I believe that this is just black coated aluminum guides around the real seat right here. You know, just your regular old screw, plastic screws screwing down. you know, but I mean, heck, they've been using this for so long and it's been pretty good, but nothing special outside of that. But I really love the color and I love this grip right here. It makes it feel a lot more sleek and easier to use. So with that being said, I'm going to use those rods a lot. Yes, I'm going to fish with them. I'm not all in the hype of rods like everyone else is. I use what I like to use, and I am a color person, so I like lots of color. I don't have a favorite color. I just think that this rod is pretty cool, that they kind of change up a couple things. We are still dealing with the Ugly Stik Catfish technology and everything they've been using for years with these rods. Still tough, still good, still everything, man. These rods really done me some justice. I started fishing specifically for catfishing, and when I upgraded my rods from the Tiger rod, it was the Ugly Stik Catfish rod, and I loved them. I'm not the biggest fan of two-piece, but the best two-piece rods I've ever owned were the Ugly Stik Catfish rods. In fact, I've owned about 3 or 4 different brands that had two pieces. I owned the Team Catfish that had two pieces. I've also owned Ugly Stik Catfish rods. I'm on your original Walmart rods, which is a Shakespeare brand, the Tiger rod. I even used the South Bend competitor rod too. So I have had my hands on a lot of two-piece rods, and you know, nothing wrong with it. I mean, if it still catch you a fish, still use it. But I'm gonna use them, and I'm gonna mostly target channel catfish with these, and have some fun like I always do. I just wanted to get back to my roots, and plus the color was just undeniably great. I just couldn't walk away from it. Plus I like the handle. So hey, there you go, man. Just a little trip to Bass Pro Shops, getting some Ugly Stik Catfish rods to show you what I bought. And yes, I will have a review on this once we start catching fish with it, just to show you that they still work. I'm pretty sure there's nothing wrong with these rods. I'm going to use them. I like they very sensitive and just reminds me of the old models. But y'all already know what it is. Like I always say, there's nothing wrong with a lot of fishing. And y'all stay tuned when we start catching fish with these Ugly Stik Catfish rods. Hey, looking for more content? Well, please subscribe. Also like us on Facebook. And always remember, there's nothing wrong with a lot of fishing. Thank you for watching.